Hi everyone, it's Marianne. It is June 1st, and you know what that means? It means there's a new month, so we need a new all about. May was all about junk mail, and we made all kinds of things using junk mail, either all junk mail or some junk mail, and we'll continue to do that because that's part of upcycling, recycling, renewing, reusing that we really love to do with our creativity. But June 1st, time for a new all about. So the month of June, drum roll please, because I know you have been waiting. Uh-oh, where did I put it? Waiting some more. And then I set it off to the side so I wouldn't lose it, and it's not at my desk. That's funny. Okay, here it is. June is all about toilet paper rolls and paper towel rolls and even wrapping paper rolls. They can all be used. They're all different lengths. They are all different dimensions around, diameters around. We can do all kinds of things with all of these. Doesn't even matter if they have holes in them. All right, so we're going to call it paper tubes, but we're going to say that our June all about is toilet paper tubes, just so that everybody's very clear on the toilet paper tubes. But you know that you can use paper towel tubes or wrapping paper tubes or any of those. So today we're going to take a toilet paper tube and we are going to turn it into a pillow box, gift box. I know you've seen these. They charge a lot of money to buy these in the stores. I even have a die for one to run through my die cut machine, and it was expensive. So I know that they're out there, but you can make your own with toilet paper tubes. So today we're going to make one of those real quickly. We're going to use this toilet paper roll. We're going to use this piece of paper. And first thing we're going to do is cover our roll. Now we want to cover it all the way to the edge. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look right here. I'm going to put it right exactly at the edge. And then I'm going to take a pencil, which I also don't have in front of me. There's got to be one close by. There's a red marker. We can use a little red marker because I just want to mark just right exactly where we want to cut it there. I'm going to come down a little farther and I'm going to do the same thing. And I have to do this or I'm going to end up with a whole bunch of extra paper on the edge. But, you know, we don't really need to measure it and do it that way. We just use the toilet paper roll as our ruler. That's the easiest way to go. So just a couple of dots there that show us where we're going to cut. And then we're going to cut that off. Should have done one at the end. We need to do one right at the end so we can line that up on the cutter. Gonna need to do this left-handed here. Okay, so right on the edge. And we need one right there. Okay, that's all we need. So now we're going to cut off that strip. Ooh, we like leftover strips. Got lots of good ideas of things to do with strips coming up. So always keep your strips, even if they're, you know, 1/2 inch thin. I even keep some that are 1/8 inch thin if they're a really cool piece of paper, because I do have some good ideas for those. All right, and now I want to look and see. And this piece of paper that I had, I can't remember actually if it came out of a 6x6 paper stack or if it was originally an 8.5 11 or 12x12 that I used some of it and that's what was left over. Doesn't really matter. You could actually just measure your toilet paper roll and say, all right, this one is 4.5, actually, exactly. So we should have 4.5 on our piece of paper right there. Yeah, we do. Okay, but now going around it, all I'm going to do is hold it on it. And, well, we're actually just a hair shy. Interesting. That's all right. We can take care of that too. Okay, and I'm going to wrap it around. And when I wrap it around, boy, that is really close. You can see there's maybe about 1/4 of an inch overlap is all. It's cardstock, but it's not super thick. I think I might just leave it and let it have that 1/4 inch overlap. I think that that's okay. But it is kind of bugging me a little bit right here that the toilet paper tube is sticking out. And I know that we set it up there and we measured it exactly, but that tells me that the toilet paper tube itself may not have been cut squared at square angles. So we can take care of that too. Let's see. I'm going to look at, see if I can see either end that's, yeah, see, you can see it's kind of squished in there and it's straight up there. So yeah, this end's got some squish. So all I'm going to do is just cut just a tiny bit off, and that's only because my paper's smaller. Not a big deal. This is all going to be covered with the paper anyway, so even if this, I have a feeling all I'm doing is making a whole bunch of fuzz. Even if this wasn't completely covered, there's another way to make that end. You know, that needs to be glued down. You know what? I'm going to stop right there because all it's doing is making a mess. We don't need another mess. I'm going to put my paper trimmer back. Oh, come on. I just set a magazine rack with some other things I was planning right in front of where I wanted my paper trimmer to go. All right. So let's get rid of that. Okay. Let's see here. We are going to glue. I'm going to use Art Glitter Glue because it's paper to paper and I want it to adhere quickly. I want it to dry quickly and I want it to dry strongly, very securely. So I should grab a piece of paper as a glue paper, just so I don't get glue on the mat, so we can continue to use the mat. And there's no direction on this necessarily. Doesn't matter, it's going around that way, so it doesn't matter whether you hold the tube like this or hold the tube like that, it's still going to go around it. So I'm going to come up here, and I do want it, get that glare out of there so I can see. I do want it pretty close to the edge, because I want to make sure the edges are down nice and secure. And we'll come down maybe about halfway. And then let's get this edge. Let's get that on, and then we can worry about the rest of it. Okay. So I'm going to bring it up here and set it. Pick it up and, oh, you know, Art Glitter Glue, I've got what, like a second? That wasn't even a second. It's already down. I had to pull that up because it was too far over one end. But I know that we're going to have a tiny bit of end sticking out, and that's okay because I do have a fix for that. Do have a fix. Got a fix for everything. There's always a fix. That's the awesome thing about art. It doesn't matter what happens, whether it was intentional or not. There's always a way to use it, to deal with it, to change it. You know, you can say fix it, but it's only fix it if you think it's wrong. But if you use it to build on or to layer on, just change it. Just change it to be what you want it to be if it isn't what you thought it was or did something you didn't think it would do. Keep changing it till you like it. That's the fun. Sometimes you don't want it to be right the first time, so you can keep playing with it. Okay. Now I'm just going to roll it down, making sure that it's all on securely. Pressing it with my fingers, and we've got that overlap right there. Yeah, I can tell. We know that the paper was straight, so we know that the toilet paper roll itself wasn't exactly straight end for end. That's okay. No big deal. All right, so what I need to do, though, that I hadn't prepared for is grab a marker. What color ribbon are we going to use? I've got some Sari silk, kind of vanilla color. I've got some pink ribbon up here. Maybe, give me just a second. I'm going to grab an alcohol marker that's not right on the same desk. If I can find one that, I just want a really pale, really pale, maybe just a pale blue. There's a blue gray one. And the color will show that it's really pale. And then when you do it, they're often really dark. Anyway, much darker than the color is. So you got to get to know what the colors are, or do a swatch sheet for it. So, okay, all I'm going to do is go up to the edge here, and I'm going to go around. Could have done this in pink to match the ribbon, but that would actually just draw attention to it. So this is a blue-gray, because it's kind of a blue-gray flower in there. And all it does is cover the edge, but then when you come to those spots that have a little extra on the side, it just covers that as well. Nope, I'm not liking that. Not liking that. I want something with more color, so it's obvious that it's purposeful. So let me find a little bit brighter blue. And we can just go right over the top of that. Okay, let's see what this one is. Boy, that's really gray as well. So let's get out of the blue grays and try. My problem is I need to make a swatch sheet, because my problem is I keep looking at the picture of the color that's at the end of the marker, and that's not what I'm getting. Ooh, that's pretty. That's pretty, and that matches those flowers. Yeah, I'm not getting the same color. Oh, I hear you. I hear you. Marianne, put the pin back in the bottle. Yeah, don't let the pin out of the bottle. You know what happens when Jeannie gets loose? There we go. Okay. Okay, yeah, I like that a lot better. And this is actually the color of those flowers. So I'm going to purposefully go over the edge here, just creating a border. In some areas, it'll be all over the paper. And some areas, it'll be picking up a little bit of that toilet paper roll that wasn't covered because it wasn't cut straight. But either way, it'll just make a nice little frame. And even that doesn't have to be exactly straight, so don't even worry about it. But adding that color just shows that it's purposeful to, oops, went over that bump and then soared off to the left. Okay, let's get the end. Let's get the end blue. That's a really pretty blue. It's kind of periwinkle because it's kind of blue-purple. This light is, excuse me just a minute there. Hopefully that's still giving you some good, but that was right in my eye. Just a little too high tonight. Not me, the light. Okay, so there is that end. See what we did there? How it just gives it a nice little border, little frame. And that perfectly matches the flowers. So let's run to the other end and just do the same thing really quickly. And I hadn't intended to do this. I hadn't planned on it. But we get here and we find we have that toilet paper roll hanging out. And I don't want it hanging out. If it doesn't bug you, then that's perfectly fine. It just kind of bugs me. So personal preference. Artist prerogative, remember? So that's why I just grab a marker. Thought about doing pink. We could have done pink if we're going to use a pink ribbon. But I like the blue and pink. Or this vanilla sari ribbon. I think that's really pretty as well. So, you know, a Sharpie is great. I just don't have Sharpies in front of me. But Sharpie would be great for this. I know that they have sets of pastels and the brights and, you know, the traditional Sharpies. So you can get all kinds of colored Sharpies. And Sharpies are great for stuff like this. They really are, because they are permanent and not going to rub off. Okay. So I'm going to make one of these to go with a beautiful Paris journal I am finishing up. It is a custom journal. I cannot wait to do the flip through and show you all. But I'm not going to put it in the journal because, I mean, obviously it's kind of bulky. Okay, I'll continue that in a minute. But right now I want to show you how we make our pillow box. Okay, this is a really difficult part, and it's, you know, rocket science. So watch very carefully. Pinch it just a little bit. Put your finger in here, maybe an inch down, and bend this down right here in the middle. And I pinch it a little bit just so I can see where the midline is, half and half. And then I push that down, and then I go all the way up to the points of that midline, you know, where it meets. Now, I did not catch that as I was putting the paper on. It does need to be glued down just so that it won't come undone on somebody. I'm going to go in there and give it a little bit of glue. Anyway, I'm going to make one of these to go with the Paris journal because it is going to be a totally decked out, full of ephemera. Okay, this side, we just put our finger down again just to get a little bend started, and then push it down on top of the first one and come up to the points, bring the points together, and then just squeeze. I'm squeezing at the points there. Look at that. See how simple that is? Okay, and then we'll go to the other end and we'll do the same thing. Yeah, it's going to have all kinds of, you know, charms and cool things and ephemera and whatever in it. And so I am going to make one of these to go with that journal, not in it, but to with it. And I'm going to give her, I'm going to put inside here a bunch of extra charms on vintage bulb pins so that she can put them wherever she wants in the journal, because they are just fun. And I've got some fun ones, some that are, you know, a little suitcase and Eiffel Tower and all kinds of stuff like that, things that are French and perfect fit for that. Okay, look at that. Just like that. I mean, it wasn't that easy. So simple and so stinking cute. And you need a gift bag or a gift box for something small and you don't want to put it in a great big one and you need it now and you can't run to the store because we're all quarantining at home, right? Okay, find a ribbon. It can be any kind of ribbon. It can be string. It can be twine. You can even take this and leave it brown and stamp all over it, and then maybe even color in some of the stamps with markers, and then put rope or twine around it. Would be super cute as well. All right, so here's how you put your rope, twine, ribbon, whatever it is that you're going to use, okay? I want it to tie. I want the bow to be on top. I want it to tie on top. So I'm going to start on top. I'm going to lay this down. I'm going to turn it over and bring both of these up. Okay. I'm going to hang on to these as I bring them together, and then I'm going to give my pillow a half a turn, another half a turn. I'm sorry, quarter turn. So I've gone a half a turn, and now they're going the opposite direction, right? Hang on to them and go one more quarter turn. That's all. Flip it over and then tie. And you can take this and tie it into a knot. In fact, when I give it, I probably will make a knot. Right now, I will make a bow just because I know I need to open it up to put something in it. And then after I put something in it and I'm ready to give it to somebody, I may just make that a knot and tie a tag, tiny little gift tag onto it. In fact, oh, I must have moved them over there. Had a bunch of tiny little gift tags that I'd cut out of some, you know, some old food container cardboard. There you go. So we did this with Sari silk ribbon. So there you go. There's a pillow box out of a toilet paper roll. Wasn't that easy? Fast and easy. That is our first all about for June. Now remember, an all about just means that you use the item that is the all about that month. And this month it is toilet paper, paper towel, wrapping paper rolls. That's the all about. Whatever you make out of it is your all about that you show. Don't feel like everything has to be, done with this. It's just, does that make sense? It's just that this is a component of it. So you can take this and you can use paper and you can use ribbon, you could use paint, you could use gesso, you could use stickers, you could use whatever you want to make it. It just has to have the all about in it somehow, somewhere. So here's my first all about tutorial. Try one out for yourself and then grab another roll and see what you can come up with it. We love having the all abouts posted in the group on Facebook, the Happy Paper People group. Love to see the all abouts posted, not only your version of what we've made on the tutorial, but something else that you might have come up with. You might look at this and have a brilliant idea of what you could do with it, and we would love to see it. So thanks for joining me today. I invite you to join us on Facebook in the Happy Paper People group. I'll be back soon with another tutorial. Until then, be curious and try something new.